Jack and Bobby.
Okay, so tell me the truth. When you saw me coming up the path tonight, you thought, oh no, not my loose cannon of a history professor.
I thought, wow, Grace looks nice tonight.
None of my other friends' boyfriends have girls who are friends. It's not like you and Courtney anyway. So did you make out with her?
What? No.
I have to trust you.
What are you two looking at? We don't want any problems. Just let us go.
I will kick your ass. What planet are you from, McCallister?
You know my name?
I think some of you will be pleasantly surprised with how well you're doing going into next week's exam. The rest of you, I'd recommend prayer if it were constitutionally permissible. I'll need your mother's signature on this.
If there was anything Robert McCallister hated more than defeat, it was failure. And our first 100 days in office added up to one big whopping failure. You had McCallister, who ditched his own party so the Republicans hated him, defeated the Democrats so they hated him, and then he'd gone and hired his cabinet from both sides of the aisle, so we all hated each other. It was, pure and simple, a disaster waiting to happen.
Little housework, Jack. Is that really too much to ask for your family not to live in filth?
Some dirty socks and a couple sweatshirts aren't filth.
Isn't filth. And no, you're right. When taken singly, that would not constitute filth. But when added to the mountainous pile of soiled items spilling out of the hamper, well, you see my point. Hey, Bobby, you hungry? I think there's some banana bread in the kitchen.
Fun.
What is it about the male aversion to housework? Is it something encoded on the Y chromosome?
Hey, Mom, can you sign this for me,
or is it
please?
just socialized into you by a patriarchal society which defines housework as women's work? What's this?
It's for a field trip.
You would think we would experience movement on this as women begin to dominate the workplace, but oh no. Look at you. Nope, there you are, sitting there.
Thank you.
Your friends, they're no better. Sitting around on their couches doing nothing. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. How'd you do on your quiz? Shoot. I'm not gonna panic.
I can see you're radiating calm.
I tell you my son is failing algebra and you respond with sarcasm? I would think concern is more appropriate, given that you're the chair of a college mathematics department.
Well, I could be mistaken, Grace, but this is one test I'm looking at, right?
Actually, it's a quiz.
Oh, that's not just a quiz. That's a failed quiz. It's Bobby's first failing grade, actually. Of course, it's probably just an anomaly, a pothole on the road to the A I know he's capable of. But it could be a harbinger of future difficulties in a subject that becomes progressively more difficult over time.
Well, why don't we wait till his test next week to see which it is?
Or we could fix the barn door before the horses leave the stable, huh? Tutoring 3 days a week.
Fine, fine. My grad students can always use the extra cash.
Wait. Grad students?
Yes.
No.
They're quite competent, Grace, especially when it comes to 8th grade math.
Competent is not Professor Stephen Phelps. No. A 3-time recipient of the Bosher Prize, a MacArthur Genius Fellow, nor is there a graduate student I've been friends with for 15 years, not to mention whose house I practically decorated.
Just as I am hard-pressed to recall the precise number of hours I have spent hacking through the thicket that is your personal finances.
I'm a concerned mother. You don't get to win this one.
Bobby, call me tomorrow. We'll plan a time to...
No. Do you have an hour?
Yes.
We'll do this right now. We have a very small window of opportunity here. Okay, now, Bobby, this is how I want you to think of this. Failure is a transitional state, an opportunity to soar to greater heights. The U.S. Constitution, the bedrock of the greatest democracy in human history, was actually a second draft. Did you know that?
No.
History is replete with second chances, with people and movements and entire nations rising phoenix-like from the ashes. And so, no doubt, will you. Okay, boys. Call me when you're done. Thank you, Stephen. Mwah! You're a prince among men. Bye.
And then disaster did happen. Her name was Dana Ulbach. She was, I don't know, a junior campaign staffer. I mean, so below the radar. She was like email coordinator 510. She said the president had harassed her on the campaign trail, physically. The girl was 21 with the face of an angel. She was my worst nightmare.
December 7th, 1941.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. We are caught in war wanting peace.
An ever-expanding American dream.
We must go forward as one nation.
Mr. Speaker,
Bobby. Bobby, wake up.
Are we on fire?
No, but the flame of knowledge is eternal. Come on.
What time is it?
5:30.
In the morning?
Yeah. Meet me downstairs in 10. I'm gonna go start the coffee. Rise and shine, Bobby. And then as the day continues, blood sugar drops, sapping concentration and limiting comprehension. Study after study indicates the mind retains information better in the early morning.
5:30 is that morning?
Yep, you have to be at school by 9 o'clock. That gives us a little more than 3 hours. Third of which you'll need for showering, getting dressed, and then travel time.
I think I'd study better.
It's just a state of mind, Bobby. Now, remember, when you get an A, I put it up here on the refrigerator. Now, I want you to look up here at this appliance and see your exam. Visualize it with a very high letter grade. Do you see it? Good.
I'm just not getting it.
What?
When I wanted to go to that party with Courtney, you threw a hissy fit.
Okay, first, I did not throw a hissy fit. And B, the friends I'm inviting to my party are all girls.
Oh, so basically you can hang out with girls and I can't.
B, there's no chance I'm making out with any of the girls at my slumber party.
Oh, bummer.
You're such a perv.
Easy. Hey.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Missy.
How was your weekend?
It's Wednesday, Jack.
Yeah, but I haven't seen you this week. So, how you been doing?
Fun.
Good. That's good.
See ya.
It's kind of funny how your friend there isn't, friendly.
She's probably got a test or something.
Can't you just suck it up and go to that lame party with her? Why is she giving you attitude?
Why does Courtney do anything she does?
Don't try to weasel your way out of this.
I'm not telling you my SAT scores.
Because you're the one who espoused the view that you either have the math gene or you don't. So naturally, I wondered.
That was just conversation, Grace. I'm not a scientist for crying out loud.
I mean, was your aptitude for math impacted at all, do you think, by your family's involvement in,
Money?
Well, yeah. I mean, surely you had to be able to forecast the value of your portfolio. At the very least, you should have been capable of counting all of your family's Learjets and yachts and sports cars.
We only had one jet.
Aw.
And this little rant actually has nothing to do with me, right?
Maybe I should involve Bobby more in the household finances. So he can see the application of math in the real world.
I would just get him a tutor.
I did, last night. The world's greatest tutor. Bet your father bought you a think tank, right?
Grace, can I get a minute, please?
Yeah. What is it?
Tom, would you excuse us? Sure. Yeah.
Whoa. So serious. What happened? Donor leave a zero off a check?
Last night, I got a visit from a student, sophomore. Claims one of her professors sexually harassed her, allegedly.
Allegedly claims? Jeez, I'm all for healthy skepticism. But...
Skepticism, it's optimism. Have you ever heard the term vicarious liability? As an employer, we're financially liable for the acts of our employees. And we're a slightly deeper pocket than a professor making 80 grand a year. Look, if the professor in question resigns, she won't press charges.
Oh, here it comes. The great under-the-rug sweeping of 2004.
Grace, I'm convening a grievance committee, a fair and balanced decision-making body that can resolve the matter within our own four walls.
Right, and how many women will be on this fair and balanced committee?
Well, I'm very glad you asked. I was hoping you would accept a seat on the committee, but with your well-informed views on gender relations, issues of harassment.
Well, if you put it that way.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We need to talk.
Talk about what, Jack? What's there to talk about?
About what happened.
Did something happen?
The kiss.
Oh, you mean the kiss that you're now acting like never happened?
I wanted to call you. Look, I didn't want to send mixed signals. I'm with Missy now, and if I wasn't, maybe things would be different. Because you're an amazing girl, and I really don't want this to hurt our friendship.
Well, that's good, because I think this could improve our friendship, definitely. I mean, I feel much closer to you now that I'm the other woman.
I suck.
What are you talking about? Look, I looked at your previous exams. Last month, you could factor quadratics in your sleep. Square root quadratics are the same. It's just a different formula. You're not in new territory here.
Well, I feel like I am.
No, this is the same. Math is very dependable that way. You just have to memorize the procedures.
I try. I guess that I can try a little bit harder.
What's her name?
How'd you know?
It's deductive reasoning. You're a 13-year-old boy. And if you're distracted, there are only two possible reasons. There's girls and girls. So, you got a crush on someone? Are you dating someone?
Not really. We don't do much. We just kiss sometimes.
Oh, I see. So was she cute?
She is to me.
Square root's never had a chance. Don't worry, we will account for your hormone-induced amnesia and work extra hard. Come on, get more work done in my office.
When I think about what x squared equals plus a, everything just kind of sort of equals her.
Night.
Test day! Yoo-hoo! All your diligence pays off today, Bobby. Come on, how do you feel?
Not so great.
Positive thinking. Pessimism is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Look, you worked hard and applied yourself. I couldn't ask for anything more. Of course, if you fail, Hart does have numerous reputable adoption agencies. Bye. Bye, Jack.
She's just kidding, right?
Tune her out. It's one test. You gotta keep it in perspective. So she cleared up a space in the fridge, eh?
Think she'll still put it up if I bring home a D?
No, that's where she'll mount your head.
Not funny.
Look, maybe your problem is just in your preparation.
What do you mean?
Well, you studied, right? And you got mechanical pencils, so you don't have to worry about them being sharp.
Mom bought me a whole entire box of them.
You got your lucky cap? Can't expect to ace one of Meekin's tests without it. How do you think I did so well in this class? This thing's lucky.
Thanks, Jack. So how do I look?
Like a doof?
President McCallister was the salt of the earth. This girl, on the other hand, let's just say she was not the poster child for clean living. We could get her, neutralize her, and this thing could go away. And if we didn't, well, the nation has learned to forgive its elected officials for a lot of things: homosexuality, drug usage, neural enhancement. But the president fondling a girl who's young enough to be his daughter, that's the type of scandal that never goes out of style, and once it hits, it is game over.
That was awesome. You're, like, athletic.
Thanks.
So, what are you doing Friday night?
I don't have any plans yet.
I'm having some friends over, kind of like a girls' night. We get together, eat junk food, and make ourselves throw up. Kidding.
Seriously, it's a totally fun time. Facials, pedicures, Brad Pitt, that kind of thing. You should so come.
You're inviting me?
Well, you're a friend of Jack's. I mean, I figure we're going to be hanging out anyway.
I'd at least like to know who you are.
The thing is, I wouldn't really know anybody.
But that's the whole point, so you can stop being the new chick.
I'm gonna pass, but thank you.
It probably goes without saying, but I think Jack's a totally cool guy. And I know you two are really great friends, but a girl needs girlfriends, you know? We can't spend the rest of high school hanging out with the guys. I mean, sometimes you need to talk to a friend who can actually talk.
Seriously, I wouldn't be any fun at something like this.
You are so coming, and I'm seriously not going to stop calling you till you shout. I'm totally putting you on my speed dial.
I know girls this has happened to.
I just didn't think it would happen to me.
Oh, my apologies. I'm so sorry. Honestly, if you were going to move this from the conference room, an email would have been helpful.
Please continue when you're ready, Sarah.
So I was really struggling in his class, and for the past few weeks I've been going to his office hours for help. And he was great, really taking a special interest, and just, he seemed like he had faith in me, that I could do it. Sometimes we'd end up talking about personal things, not overly personal, just normal stuff. So when he asked me to his office late, I didn't think it was a big deal. He said his office hours were full up and he wouldn't be free until 9 o'clock. I was just glad that he was making time for me. We were working and doing a problem up on the chalkboard that he has in his office, and he walks up behind me. And he's pressing himself against me. And I can tell that he was aroused. And I'm thinking, is this happening? Maybe he doesn't realize he's doing it. Maybe he's embarrassed. So I just sort of stood there, thinking that it would stop. And then he turned me around and he kissed me. I remember trying to think of some words to stop him, like I had a boyfriend, I don't know. After that, Professor Feltz, he,
I'm sorry. Professor Stephen Feltz?
Yes?
We gotta take her out below the knees. Leak it all. Her medical records, 3 HIV vaccinations in 1 year alone, Zolatril prescriptions. Her security chip was a mess of doctor and pharmacy visits. We discreetly dump it all to the right weblets, and it is dead before it's even begun. A simple matter of organization.
Dweeb. Why do you have to be so mean to me?
I got a rep. Come on, let's go down by the brook.
I'm sorry, I gotta study.
Why? So you can pass some lame test and be even lamer than you already are?
I didn't pass. I flunked my quiz, and it's all because I've been spending so much time hanging out with you.
So what? You'd rather pass some stupid math test than hang out with me?
No. Just, if I fail, then I'm gonna be grounded for, like, ever. Then I won't be able to see you.
If you would have just come with me, I was gonna give you this.
What's that? How'd you get this?
I got it. And now you got all the answers.
No, I don't know about this.
Come on, everyone with half a brain cheats. So you don't spend all your time learning all that crap. It's just worthless anyway.
But still, I can't memorize all this.
You don't memorize it, Darko. You write it down on a little slip of paper and you hide it in your shirt. If you weren't such a loser, you would know this. Look, you can do that in 5 minutes, or you can spend the next 2 hours studying. Either way, I'm gonna be at the brook.
Just tell me you wouldn't do this, please. This kind of venality is beyond you.
Grace, what the hell? Did you just buy her whole story, hook, line, and sinker?
Well, her testimony was fairly compelling.
Oh, my God. Please tell me you don't believe any of this. That's the way these things always go. Older man, young, attractive student. I am presumed guilty until proven guiltier.
I'm not saying you're guilty. I'm just asking what happened.
I know. I know that you're asking, and I can't believe it.
Look, If I'm gonna defend you here, Stephen, I just need to know precisely what happened, that's all.
She wouldn't leave me alone. I think she thought that I was her touchstone or something. You know, the only one that understood her, what she was going through. She was leaving me messages and sending me emails. I'm coming by the office at all hours. And it freaked me out a little bit. And I told her that my schedule was full. And then the last time she just showed up.
And then what?
Well, I agreed to help her for a little bit. To get rid of her, mainly. And we were at the chalkboard, just working a problem, and she just kissed me. And I know she's a pretty girl, and I'm not one. And that's why, you know, I tried to put some distance between the two of us.
And then what happened after she kissed you?
Well, I told her to leave, and she looked so wounded. I thought I've been too harsh.
Why would she say all this? Why would she make all this up?
I don't know. She was failing my course. I don't think she'd ever failed anything before. She was upset about that. And you know the lengths that people will go to avoid a failing grade.
President wasn't gun-shy, but going after this girl the way we had to go after her just wasn't his style. So I brought in the heavy, the vice president. He relied on her judgment more than any room full of advisors.
And just for clarification, this occurred on the 10th of this month, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, then, I think we can let you go.
If you don't mind, Peter, I just had a few questions. Sarah, you said you were spending a lot of time in Dr. Peltz's office.
He was helping me.
Can you give us any idea how often you two were working together?
I don't know. Maybe 5 or 6 times a week.
Oh, it's a lot of time to spend in one class, isn't it?
Well, there was personal stuff mixed in. It wasn't just working out problems.
Ah, so you were hoping to develop a friendship with Dr. Peltz?
Not really. It just sort of happened.
Right. Is it possible that Dr. Peltz misconstrued any event on or leading up to that evening?
No, I really don't think that it is.
Well, I really don't mean to offend you, Sarah, but these are serious allegations you're making.
They're not allegations. This happened.
You said you cultivated an intimate relationship with Dr. Peltz, right?
Actually,
and spent a significant amount of time in his office. You sent gifts, you sent emails. So take it in the aggregate. I'm just wondering, is it at all possible that he misconstrued your overtures?
I didn't make any overtures.
I think we have enough to go on. Thank you, Sarah. We appreciate your candor. Okay. With that behind us, let's review the counterclaims asserted by Dr. Peltz. Through his attorneys, he's threatened a lawsuit for defamation.
I can't believe she did that.
She so did, like right in the library.
Gross, he's such a ski. That's nothing. I heard some girl went down on Matt Wanamaker like 5 minutes after she met him. From school? Behind the bleachers.
Get out!
After the last meet. Who was it? Some skank, the one with all those tattoos.
Dex Trugman? No way.
I thought that she was a les. Obviously not. She looks like a guy.
Maybe she goes both ways.
Or maybe it never happened.
Erica Wells told me, and she heard it from Laura Stroback, who was in the bathroom when one of Dex's friends was talking about it.
Well, yeah, that's practically CNN.
I don't want to interrupt what I'm sure is a freewheeling debate on the global economy.
Dad.
I just came down for a glass of milk, and I'll be out of your way. Using pudding mix?
No, Dad, actually,
It's your
we're
mother's
just...
secret ingredient, vanilla pudding. I know it sounds strange in chocolate chip cookies, but you're going to love the texture it gets from this.
This must be what hell is like.
What is so bad about doing laundry? I never wear my underwear twice anymore after you said that it was...
It's not the laundry. It's... Forget it.
What's wrong? You sound annoyed. Is it because Courtney's going over to Missy's slumber party? Courtney told me.
You know, you should date her. Is that math? You know, you're supposed to study before the test, dude.
So, don't you want Courtney and Missy to be friends?
No. Well, yeah, I don't want them talking about me.
I'm sure that they'll say nice stuff about you, though.
Well, they won't.
Did you do something bad? Because you know we all do stuff that's wrong sometimes.
Where's my baseball cap?
I thought that you never washed it.
I didn't before you wore it.
You see, the vanilla adds flavor, while the pudding adds texture. You probably don't remember this, but when you were little, you had difficulty pronouncing hard consonants. So you get Mommy and me to bake you cookies.
Thanks, Daddy. We'll give you a taste of it.
All right, I can take it. Make sure that pudding's thoroughly mixed before putting in the eggs. Good night, girls.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh my God, he was so checking you out.
He was not.
He so was. I think he popped a chubby.
No, he was. Like, he was staring right at your chest.
Shut up.
Sorry, miss.
My dad would never do that.
Look, it's no biggie. I mean, my dad mentally undresses every girl I bring over.
My dad's a reverend.
Yeah, but he's still a guy, miss. Okay, I have to try some before we put it in the oven.
I'm just gonna get some.
You might as well just spread it on your thighs.
That's gross.
So, some fun, huh?
My father's not like that.
Yeah, I know.
How can you say those things? Like, right in front of me.
They're just immature.
They're my best friends. I mean, they're supposed to be. Sometimes I wish I had a real friend. Like you have Jack.
You have Jack?
I'm dating Jack. I mean a friend who doesn't want anything, who's just there.
Yeah. Friends like that are hard to come by.
Especially in heart. And the girls here are so shallow. You're like the only girl I know that's honest.
Thanks.
It's kind of why I invited you. You know, I thought, like, this girl could be cool. And I thought if I had you over, you'd get that I'm not an airhead and we could, like, hang out.
Come in. Grace.
I need to talk to you. I want to resign my seat from the grievance committee, recuse myself, whatever.
Well, if this is about what happened earlier with Sarah, I think you're being too hard on yourself.
I attacked this girl. The way men have been assassinating the characters of their victims for centuries.
And you're definitely being too hard on men.
This isn't a joke, Peter. Look, Stephen's my friend, okay? He has been for as long as he's lived in Hart. And obviously, if I had known he was the accused party here, I never would have agreed to be on this committee.
I know.
No, I appreciate your vote of confidence here.
No, I mean, I know about your friendship.
Why would you ask me then to join this committee? You had to know what a conflict of interest that would be.
I did. But I also knew that you wouldn't just take my word that he's guilty. And you are my best shot at getting him to resign.
Well, with such objectivity from the university president, it's almost hard to believe that Stephen's threatening legal action.
Grace, he's done it before.
What are you talking about?
Last year, in his office, with a freshman. Your beloved President Gilkey swept it under the rug, paid the girl off, settled the whole thing out of court, signed a confidentiality agreement.
And so you manipulated me onto this panel?
You know, I'm sorry you feel that way. But we are dealing with a man who has betrayed the trust placed in him by the parents of the students under our care. I have a responsibility. to Sarah and every other student. We both have that responsibility.
I did what was asked of me. I went to him. I begged him to do what needed to be done to destroy this girl before her innuendos cast a pall over his administration. He refused. He said he wasn't guilty, so he could afford the luxury of being generous. To us, she was a threat. To him, she was just a mixed-up girl. You know, so many men and women have tried to tell us over the years why they're presidential, but he just was.
Roger that. Houston, telemetry reading 5x5 while planetfall in...
Thought you were studying.
I'm just taking a break.
You probably don't even need to study anyway. I mean, you aced your test, right?
I'm not sure yet.
Really? Because if you can't even cheat right, I guess you've got a big problem. What, you didn't think you could pass your test straight up? All that studying you did?
I wasn't studying.
You were practically camped out at the library. You were staying after school every day. Well, what the hell were you doing?
I was hanging out with a girl.
A girl? You were hanging out with a girl? Like a real one? Would you meet her in Space Club?
No,
Do I know her?
I don't think so. But, it's like we've been kissing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What is that? Is that wrong?
No, it's great. It's just... Whoa. No wonder you've been screwing up in school.
You're not mad at me, are you?
I'm not your parent, doof.
It's just... Whenever I'm around her, it's like... I can't focus.
Yeah, but Bobby, she didn't make you cheat. You did that yourself.
Actually,
You did it yourself.
Yes, but it was only one test.
You know it was wrong. That's why you were studying on a Friday night. You gotta know, because if you don't, you got worse problems than girls in the brain. You're getting older. Lots of things are gonna get thrown at you, and when you're dealing with that stuff, it's not what you can get away with. It's who you want to be.
Maybe I just can't be like you, Jack.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I kissed Courtney. At that party thing, we kissed, so there goes my spotless record.
It's not exactly the same.
Yeah, but it's still wrong.
You kissed Courtney. Wow. Just tell me, what was it like?
Like a mistake.
You didn't tell Missy?
No, and if you do, I'll kill you.
Grace, what are you doing? I know about the girl, Stephen. The other one. The one last year.
That's... How did you...
Got a lawyer win after Sarah, or was it...
Just take it lying down. They destroyed it. I didn't do this.
Stop it. No, lying. Stop it.
His response rose above politics. Truly. No one ever could have guessed that after all the infighting, it would be this shared disaster that would bring us together. We all thought she's a fly. Just swat her down. He wouldn't do it. So you figured, if he could grant mercy to this girl who tried to sink his administration, you could be nice to your office mate who'd voted for Morgenthau, you know? It was his example that made everyone willing to offer that olive branch.
Hope I don't get it too bad in there.
There might be a colorful paragraph or two.
Yeah, well. You should save room for my apology. I was a jerk.
Yeah, you are.
You don't have to agree so quickly.
Quick's better if we're gonna get you being a jerk out of the way so we can talk about me being a jerk.
What'd you do?
Kissed you? Oh, glad it was so memorable.
No, I just...
Jack, I kissed you, and then I made you feel guilty about it.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
I guess I wanted you to feel guilty because I wanted you to feel something.
Courtney.
You're my closest friend here. And the kiss was a mistake, but it was my mistake, not yours. So, friends?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Ready for trick?
You're not in my class, remember? Must be that other guy you're dating.
Not you.
See you later, Jack.
Meet you after school.
Okay.
That necklace you're wearing is awesome.
Thanks.
You know, you should...
So what happened?
What?
With Bobby? Did you sign the math test? Did I dream all this?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something else. He gets it back today.
Listen, if he doesn't ace it, just take it easy on him, okay?
Am I that unforgiving?
No, it's just that you set impossibly high standards for yourself and you meet them, and that sets you apart. I mean, someone who actually walks their own talk. It's why your students love you, Grace. But it's also why no one wants to disappoint you.
Wow. That kind of perfectionism sounds so cold. Is that how you see me?
It's not as unappealing as you might think, and it takes one to know one.
What? You?
Closet overachiever. I got 1560 on my SATs, and I got an 800 in math.
Impressive.
Well, President Benedict. No, I was just explaining to Grace about there was a context.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, at the risk of breaking my streak, I actually have some good news.
Steven's resigning.
Just got the word from his lawyers. Letter of resignation's coming over the fax right now.
Is it too early in the day for champagne?
You did the right thing.
I'm the only one. He was my friend. Did you think about that? Did you factor that into your calculations before you manipulated me onto the committee?
I'd like to say that I did, but I had other things going on.
Other things that precluded compassion. Nothing else matters to you, does it? Except getting the job done.
Might I remind you that the job, in this case, was the moral thing to do, and as such, had to get done.
And of course, the direct approach, actually being honest with me, that never occurred to you?
Of course it occurred to me. It also occurred to me that no amount of persuasiveness on my part would get you to side with me against your friend. And I needed this guy out.
At what price?
Didn't matter.
To you. It didn't matter to you. Well, congratulations on yet another soulless victory, Peter. Got me to do your dirty work for you this time, but it'll be the last time. We won't be trading on our friendship anymore. We have run out of chits there.
We were still in attack mode, throwing 600 response plans up against the wall, when the vice president comes to me and says she wants it to be her. She could best defend the president. She didn't wait for my go-ahead. She just told me, minutes before, that she was going on the webcast. Well, I'm saying a prayer to the God who's long since forgotten me, when she begins that famous speech. I know this man. I know him from first principles. I know this man, man of 1,000 voices, causes, constituencies, a man who would carry us on his back, be our shelter, be our light.
McCallister. You look lame.
My brother gave it to me.
Oh, that explains it. You want to go over to the middle school? Heard somebody found a dead cat.
I gotta do something.
School's out, douchebag.
I really have something to do.
Whatever.
Mr. Mencken?
Yes, Bobby, what do you need?
I was hoping that, I could take the test over again. The one that we just did in class.
You received the highest grade in the class. Why would you want to retake it?
Because I cheated. I had a copy of the answers.
I see. I hope you understand, Bobby, that while it's admirable that you've come to me this way, I can't actually let you retake the test. My policy is to give a failing grade to anyone who cheats.
I understand, but can I still take it over again?
Why?
Because I was supposed to the first time.
I know this man. Man of one heart, one faith, one mission. I know him, and I believe him. Yep, that speech did it for him. It said what we all knew in our hearts to be true. That our boss was a man of character, who always made the right choice, always did the right thing. I was off to the side while Carmichael spoke, and you could just feel her faith in him. Her commitment. It was the first time it occurred to me that the president and the vice president might be having an affair.